Hello, my name is Dario Illari and you're at Jealous Gallery, and we're going to give you a tour with the artist. Paul Davies here for his show Counterculture.
Hello.
Hello from Paul. Right, so we're just going to briefly show you around. Paul, should we just kind of walk around from left to right? Or left to right? And we were talking about the show, and the show is called Counterculture, and it's about, it's about counters and the meeting where people come and meet, where you meet yourself in a way and you meet the other people that you're waiting to have an interaction with, and all the thoughts that go with it. And so that's the main emphasis of the show. And we'll just start off with these, and in a way we were taught these are post-it notes. Post-it notes they just kind of just put together. We were talking with Paul about this before. Paul, as you were saying, it's the things that you have to do, the things you have to make, and these are kind of your thoughts. These are lists. This is your thoughts in a queue.
Kind of, yeah.
But also, what I really like is that, and as a lot of people do, they think making the list or having their thoughts and writing them down is an end to itself. And in a way, I get the feeling that this is what these are in a way. So these are your thoughts, perhaps not even the things that you want to do, but the things that are in your mind. But you've also kind of, they become an end piece, right? And as a start piece, and at the end, they live in their own little ecosystem. And so you've kind of, for this, it's really honestly,
I really need your joy.
And exactly, but they're the things that you've just put them in there, but they become things that you look at them and they make you think of things, but they do become this end in itself. And that's why I just wanted to ask you, are they an end to themselves?
Well, it's an ongoing thing. I've been doing these for years. I've done probably 4,000 or 5,000 of them by now. Not as finished pieces, but individual post-it notes. And I find them really kind of unshackling. I don't worry about the space that I've got in front of me to make.
Yeah.
That's why I've done so many of them. And I think they have their own sort of beauty when you draw them. They're quite engaging because everyone knows post-it notes. There's nothing, there's nothing tricky about them, nothing digital about them, and stuff like that. So I really like them as a medium.
But see, I really like them also because when you look at them from a distance, you're just kind of drawn to the colours. It's like straight away the colours and the drawings. And then when you get into them, we're seeing your diary, we're seeing how your mind operates, we're seeing your concerns, we're seeing things that you think about, things that you kind of trouble you perhaps, or give you moments of joy. And exactly, and it's all these things, it's waiting and joy, and there's something lovely about this. One, because they are very accessible, and as you were saying, it's a medium that we are used to. And you were saying before, you have a pile of these post-it notes, and they're kind of thoughts waiting to happen. They're things that are waiting for you. They're in a queue. And then again, going back to the whole counterculture, people queuing and people waiting.
Yeah. So these are the sort of colourful thoughts that one can have just standing in a sedentary position. Yeah. Everyone has them. This is what I love about humankind. I don't know what's going in your head now. I don't know what you're thinking about it. And nor do you with me. So, and I love all that. And then we come to these places. There's lots of other kiosks all over there. These are the thoughts, those are the objects. I've made some maquettes here, and then I've drawn some sort of tenderly drawn people who are also in the queue.
Okay, so we just have a look at these. And again, these are very simple drawings. Now people in the queue, but the line work is lovely. Forget their intention, forget why they exist, but just the very way they're drawn, and the very way they sit. And there's just something lovely. I've always been drawn to this one, and I don't know why. This is one that kind of, again, makes me think. It takes me somewhere, which is what they do. But also,
it's the way you look at people as well, because you're in the queue, and then everybody else, or you're at the counter, and you see profiles.
Exactly, But also, I like the very fact is when you decided to hang them, and you're making the human contact there by putting them in pairs. And it is, it's what they say about art, it's the line that shows you the truth. So these are not real people that they're looking at each other, but we understand that human contact. But basically, there are people that are queued separate, but he's giving them
what do they say? How do they feel?
Yeah, exactly. And these are lovely. They're very delicate and they're tender. Again, this one I like as well. They're good. I like these. This one, they're lovely.
They weren't twins. It was one bloke.
Yeah, I know. I get that, but it is. But then again, that's him. What's he thinking there? What's he thinking there? Just moving forward. They're lovely.
Thank you.
Right, and then onto these. Now, these are, let's say, small sculptures. These are small sculptures of counters, of different, what is a counter. And it's funny that we were talking about this before, where we use this clear plastic, that in a way, since the pandemic, and also, I will say that this show was, as you know, we were going to do this before the pandemic, and then this happened.
Yeah.
And then that happened.
Same day, pretty much the same day.
Well, there you go. So this is 2 years later, we're here. But also some of these that we understand now, this plastic that separates people.
Yeah.
That whereas before perhaps we wouldn't have been so privy to and so understanding of what is this plastic barrier. Now it's not a barrier to separate but to keep us safe, but it is separating.
Different sort of protection, because we never used to have big cages that people worked in, but due to human nature, violence and terribleness, and all sorts of mental problems, I guess, that people have to be protected who work in these places. But then the pandemic happened, and then we made these new screens to separate us that actually helped us.
Which have a
To
different,
make it better.
so we
really catch the deadly COVID and all that. So I found that, and that happened during, this was all in storage in boxes.
Yeah, but I tell you what I do like about these, and then for me, I like maquettes, when artists make small versions, as a prototype, as a way of seeing what they want to make on a larger scale. Now, you do look at these, and in a way, do see them as bigger pieces, as actual real characters.
I'd love to. I mean, at the opening, friends said, why don't you just put the great big pencil letters up there, just saying sponsorship needed. And I thought that was very good, very apt. I might still do that. But I'd love to see these big. Yeah, I think they're sort of contemplative pieces. They're thoughtful and.
But they're lovely.
And they're going to go away because of you're held in a queue on the phone all the time. Everything's done online, pretty much. And I think we'll miss them. I really do. I think we'll miss that interaction.
I really like the way they're made.
Thank you.
They're made because there's all these elements that you've found, and the painting and the drawing and the colours, and there's something lovely about it. There's something that there is kind of throwaway and perhaps it's kind of austere and perhaps so.
Yeah.
They're kind of.
Well, some people think they're guillotines.
This is
interesting.
Well, exactly. There can be lots of different things, but there's something I like the way they're placed, and in a way, being perhaps maquettes for something bigger, so you kind of understand that they're just freer. You can understand there's a playfulness in them. That perhaps if you're making a bigger one, there's more intention and there's more. Let's say costs as well. There's more impetus to make this big piece that has more of a presence.
I think I'd go around the streets if I was given a place to put these. I'd go around the streets and find stuff, which I did with one big project years ago. I had a big tree made out of discarded wood called Tree of Wood. So I think these would work depending on where I'm allowed to. If I was asked to construct somewhere, it'd be really good to use that area, so it's recycling as well.
But it is.
To make something that where humans meet, and I think, and then people hopefully will come and see them, and then obviously we have a sculpture here with mirrors on both sides, so you see half yourself.
And shall we have a look at this as well? And this again, and the very construction of this, and it's. I mean, firstly, it's almost, it's not a two-way mirror. How's the best to describe this? It's the counters that you meet where you have strips of mirror and strips of glass. So half of the image I'm looking at myself, and the other half,
so strange.
And the other half I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Where we kind of.
If you match up.
You've got to come closer. You've got to come closer.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, very odd, isn't it?
It is odd.
Yeah. But people run away and scream.
And it is that, because you're looking at yourself, you're looking at the other person, it becomes this kind of, it's unnerving.
It is.
Because
That's what you look like when someone looks at you.
There you go.
So it depends on what you bring to that, even if you're buying stamps in a post office, be pleasant.
But you know what's lovely? It's just the way, it's just this, there's a rawness and the tape and everything, and it's this part that makes it, that gives it the weight. So you look at the construction, but the very notion of what it is, it's lovely. And in a way, sets the whole scene.
And also, it's in a gallery situation, which gives it a different context.
Exactly.
So you can see people the way they're seeing it as well. So it's taken that away from its original context.
Could have been a bit shorter because I'm not that tall. So I would have you blame the flint. But I love this. And then just finally, I suppose, that these are the drawings. So everything's connected. These are the drawings of these counties, of these. And I understand what you're saying. It could be a guillotine, and now you're saying some of them can be that. And
well, these are mostly made up based on reality, obviously. I mean, that's probably more real than not. But some of these are just perhaps how we feel, certainly how I felt.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you're talking down a tunnel. Sometimes it's impossible to actually see somebody, or and then maybe you're being a bit both of you are being defensive at that moment of interaction. So it's a bit of a struggle to get to work.
That's right, and there are different ways. I don't like this one. You said they're talking to each other kind of via this kind of big separation, this tube.
Yeah.
This is how we feel. This is that we perhaps can't make contact.
Yes.
And these are lovely, and they are. I mean, you said the word sombre. I don't know if they're sombre, but they're more pensive. They're certainly kind of more pensive, and the whole nature of them. And you look at them, and what's lovely when you have a grid of work, you understand them as a whole, and you understand them separately, and they are different parts of, in a way that you need all of them to give that.
I think it'd be great, like this as an artwork. We sold a couple, but I think
they're just.
I can always do 2 new ones, and then make that as a I think that would fab on it.
But they're lovely. There's like some they're very precise. Some are very precise.
And there's off licenses and chemists and, as I say, post offices
and all these. I mean,
airport control.
Are they based? All of them. I mean, your idea of things that you've seen, or there's complete an amalgamation of all the different ones. I mean, some. All right.
I normally do these in the morning, so I generally wake up quite early and I just sit and just ponder and see what the pencil does. Really, it sounds like a get out, but it isn't.
No, it's not at all.
Just allow it to. You can draw a standard kiosk, and that's pretty much that linear way. But then you can bring in extra things that somehow might kick an emotion somewhere. I don't know really.
I think they're lovely. I mean, in a way, you see your voice in them, which is lovely. And also, these which you place here, so they all do come in prints, but I think we made the right decision, your decision actually, to show them without the vitrines or without the perspex box, which gives them that, but on the wall, otherwise we were really fighting the reflection. It's lovely to see them like that, and in a way.
Yeah, it's a lucky outcome, I think.
Well, the show's on. Oh, and of course, the last thing is that you produced a magazine, a limited magazine for the show.
Yes.
Which is lovely, a signed limited edition magazine, which is lovely.
Brilliantly designed by Jason Godfrey, I must say. So this is it. And it's just this selection of the work that you can see on the walls. And how much is it? A tenner?
God,
what a bargain. So you can order this, or if you can't make the show, or both.
And the show's on for another week
and a bit.
Finishes on the 15th.
Finishes on the 15th, Sunday the 15th.
Yeah.
So it's here at Jealous in Shoreditch, 53 Curtin Road, so please do come and say hello.
Thanks.